Hello and welcome to Castles and Legends. We're in North Wales this weekend, having a walking weekend, but of course I have to fit a castle in somewhere. So we are here today in Gwydir Castle. So I'm going to tell you about the history, have a look around the beautiful gardens. The sun is shining, it is so beautiful here today. Show you the exterior of the castle. I'm really sorry, we are not allowed to take photos inside, but it is beautiful in there. So if you get a chance to come to this part of the world and visit, I would really recommend it. Gwydir Castle is situated in the Conwy Valley in Wales. It is positioned on the edge of a floodplain of the River Conwy, and to the west lies the forested slopes of Gwydir Forest. Fortifications have apparently been present at this site since 600 AD. The fortified manor house that we see today was built in the 16th century by the Wynn family. During the 14th century, the Welsh knight Hywel Coetmore, renowned for his participation in the 100 Years' War, served as a commander of longbowmen under Edward, the Black Prince. His notable achievements included his involvement in the Battle of Poitiers in 1356. Hywel is credited with the construction of the whole range of the castle, which stands today as the oldest remaining section of the house at the site. Following the War of the Roses, the castle was rebuilt around 1490 by Meredith ap Ieuan ap Robert. Meredith was the founder of the Wynn dynasty and a prominent local supporter of King Henry VII. During this period, the fortified manor was greatly expanded, incorporating salvaged medieval materials from the dissolved Abbey of Minor in the 1540s. Notably, the square turret located at the rear of the solar tower featured a spiral staircase that was sourced from the abbey, and many elaborately carved stones can also be seen. Above the main entrance in the courtyard gatehouse, the initials of John Wynn, along with the date 1555, are prominently displayed. In the late 16th century, a splendid Elizabethan porch and gardens were added. Subsequent additions were made around 1828, following designs by Sir Charles Barry, the renowned architect responsible for the iconic Houses of Parliament. Gwydir Castle was home to Catherine of Berain in the 1570s, cousin of Queen Elizabeth I, and the castle has historical connections to the Babington plot of 1586 and the Gunpowder plot of 1605. In 1645, King Charles I stayed at the castle and would have witnessed the presence of the magnificent cedar trees in the garden, which were planted to commemorate his marriage to Henrietta Maria in 1625. Another significant visit to Gwydir Castle took place in 1899, when the Duke and Duchess of York, who later became King George V and Queen Mary, stayed there. In honour of their visit, a series of Welsh oaks were planted in the grounds. The castle remained under ownership of the esteemed Wynn family for 2 centuries, and during this time it became a prominent cultural and political hub in Wales. Sir John Wynn was granted the distinction of being Wales' first joint baronet in 1611. The fourth and final Wynn baronet, Sir Richard, succumbed to the plague in 1674. His daughter, Lady Mary, married Robert Bertie, subsequently Duke of Ancaster. From the late 17th century until 1895, Gwydir Castle was owned by the Willoughby de Eresby family. In 1895, the castle was acquired by Charles Wynn Carrington, a cousin of the family, who made it his primary residence until he sold the castle and its contents in 1921. The contents sold included the gilded panelling from the main dining room dating back to the 1640s. In 1922, a devastating fire caused extensive damage to the solar tower and left it without a roof. Subsequently, another fire occurred in the west wing, rendering the castle uninhabitable. As a result, the castle was abandoned and remained unoccupied until 1944. Gwydir Castle is currently under private ownership by Peter Welford and his wife Judy Corbett. They acquired the castle in 1994 and initiated an extensive restoration programme with the aim of returning the 15th century Tudor castle to its original splendour. They accomplished the remarkable feat of tracking down the missing dining room panels and succeeded in repurchasing the panels and have since reinstated them in their original location. The restoration of the dining room was completed in July 1998. It was ceremoniously reopened with the presence of the then Prince of Wales, marking a significant milestone in the castle's restoration journey. Wandering about the castle grounds, we encountered some rather noisy but very beautiful residents. The castle's flock of peacocks, who have been guardians of the castle since 1828. The castle is renowned for also having ghostly residents, with sightings dating back to the 1800s. The most noted is of a young woman whose presence haunts the corridors of the north wing and the panelled corridor connecting the Hall of Meredith and the Great Chamber. Apparently, Sir John Wynn seduced a serving maid at Gwydir in his youth. As their relationship grew complicated, the story goes that he tragically murdered her and concealed her body within a hidden void in the chimney breast, forever entombing her within the castle walls. Significantly, a hollowed-out space, a priest hole, was found earlier this century within the large chimney breast. Other ghostly presences include Sir John himself, a ghost dog, and children have been heard crying. Thankfully, we didn't encounter any ghostly residents. In fact, we found the castle and its grounds most enchanting. Thanks for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed our video. Please do subscribe if you've not already, and I hope to see you on our next exploration.